Hey guys, welcome back. It is time for an investigation. We have a missing Team Rocket first edition booster box that went missing at the recent card party. So we're gonna take a look at some photos here. I'm gonna request that you guys share this up, down, left, right, up your grandmother's skirt back in 1949. And we got to get as many eyes on this as possible. There are some leads. We're gonna go through all the information available, and just a little heads up for the person that did take this. If you would like to turn yourself in and avoid any sort of illegal and or law enforcement type activities, you are welcome to do so. Just send me a message on the old Discord. You can turn the box over, and we make this all go away. If not, then the investigation continues, and I think they've already made some mistakes. They've already done a little oopsie doopsies that can potentially lead back to who took this. So first off, I'd like to thank Johto Jake for bringing this to my attention. Discord is the best way to do that. If you go onto the Discord, and if it's something super urgent, my DMs are very backed up. So I suggest you just at me in the general chat if it's something very urgent, and just to let me know that you have DMs, you have information for me on something. If it's not urgent, I will get to it eventually, but Discord is definitely the best way to do so. The Instagram DMs they get buried. There's too much spam and stuff going on there. So again, Discord, best way. By all means. All right. So what does Johto Jake send me? We have a little bit of a little prequel to the events that took place. The box was sold at the event to the owners who had it stolen from them. So Johto Jake says, yo, so I know the seller's daughter, Patricia, locally. I met her at a small local show in the San Jose area back in March or April. What's funny is she actually reached out to me on Discord about a month prior because she was asking for advice on how to sell the box, and a friend of mine recommended that she should reach out to me because I had a little experience selling some vintage sealed stuff in the past. At the local trade show, she was selling some Team Rocket packs from her backpack with her dad, and that was when I realized it was her from Discord. So I spoke to her dad briefly, and he had purchased the box in the 2001 2002 time frame, tucked it away and forgot about it. Then the boom happened, and that's what pulled it out, looking to sell it, but they were too paranoid to sell it online. I recommended attending a convention like CAC or a card party to sell it in person. On Saturday, while at card party, I got a tap on my shoulder, just find out she was there. So she told me her dad brought the box and was planning to look for a buyer. Earlier that Saturday, I met John, aka Poke Hoops, who we'll take a look at in a minute here. Also spoke to them, a vendor at card party. Nice guy. Talked to him for a bit with my close friend and went on about our day. Later that day, I ran into Patricia, and she had told me her dad had sold the box to a vendor. I didn't ask who. I was just happy for her and glad it worked out. Then, Sunday, midday, my friend told me that John and his team bought a Team Rocket box, and it was stolen. So he'd walked over to their table and asked if they'd purchased it from a father and daughter. And that's when I confirmed it was the same box. So for anyone that doesn't know, confirming that the same box is the same box is fairly easy to do so. The same thing with the holographic card. It has a fingerprint, essentially. So the Wizards wrap that's on there, the blemishes that are on the box itself, that are on the wrap, that are on the little Wizards logos, the location of the Wizards logos, it's never going to be exactly the same. No matter what, they might be in a similar location, but you're never going to get it to match 1-to-1. More damage could be added, but you can't remove the damage once it's there. Not really a good way to also move the Wizards logos around. They told us Sunday around 12:30 to 12:45 p.m. the box was taken off the middle table of the booth after being taken out of a case to display to buyers. Once they realized what had been taken, they proceeded to inform all vendors in the ballroom and made updated posts on all social media platforms. So then he says, please feel free to reach out to John. I'm happy to give him a heads up. Same goes for Patricia. They're both on Discord. So luckily, we do have many photos here, which are very useful, very helpful. This is the Poke Hoops account that I reached out to, and they've made some posts as well. Thank you to anyone and everyone. Whether it's a game store, whether it's an individual, whoever is getting ripped off here, whoever has things stolen from them, I appreciate every single one of you that shares any of this information. If you want to make your own posts, if you want to share the video here, please do so. The more eyes, the better. And it's an expensive item. It's an item that is not just going to like magically appear. And chances are the person that's doing this is desperate. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe they just need to turn the box back over. But regardless, this is not something that I think we'll see it pop up in the near future. And when we do, we need to make sure it gets back to the rightful owners. So here we have the a nice little Pokemon World post. Stolen first edition Team Rocket booster box on 6/11 Sunday, estimated at 12:45 to 1 p.m. Our booster box has been stolen from our booth at Card Party, which was in Anaheim, California. We are looking for any information regarding anyone selling a first edition Team Rocket booster box. We have called and will be calling local card shops in California, and a police report was filed on Sunday. The booster box is most likely in the Los Angeles, Orange County area, but many people flew in for the event, so it could have left the state. We appreciate any tips from the community. Attached are pictures of our booster box, which have unique WotC logos across the box. If you think you bought the stolen booster box, my team and I would appreciate a PM. We will not ask or expect the booster box back from you. Right, so it should be on the thief. The price of if somebody else ends up buying it, the cost associated should be the responsibility of the person who stole it. So we have a little video here, a little clip, and this just shows the box on the table here. So we had it on the table, and yeah, so you got to be very careful with this stuff. When you have cards of value, even if the vast majority of the people are at an event to just have a good time and will not steal from you, there are definitely people out there that will steal from you. It's when there's money involved, we see it time and time again. Shady behavior is bound to happen, is going to happen, and it's best to avoid it at all costs. So here we have some more photos of the box itself. We have a little video that was made just showcasing the box, expressing feelings about how the box was stolen. And again, guys, there's no excuse for this. I don't care how much money any individual has. You shouldn't have to steal. You don't have to steal to get ahead in Pokemon or anything like that. Whether it's, klepto behavior that you just want to steal it for the sake of seeing if you can steal it, or if it's because it's a quick monetary gain, it's not acceptable. Here, let's get some, maybe we'll blow these pictures up a little bit in case it helps anyone identify. And if you see a box that looks anything like this, or you have any information or any leads, if you've received a call or an offer to buy a first edition Rocket box in this last little bit, since the events, since Card Party essentially, then please do reach out to me. I'm in touch with all parties involved. So I will be sharing all information with them, law enforcement, and anyone else who needs it. And hopefully we can get this box back. So you can see here, we get some very distinct markings, especially on that bottom right corner there, where the Wizards logo is kind of worn off. And yeah, the imperfections are kind of the most important thing when dealing with this stuff. Or I guess imperfections or anything that marks it as, you're not going to find another one with identical markings and placement on it. All right, so Poke Hoops reached out to Poke Hoops, said, hey, I'd like to make a video to spread a word about the missing Rocket box. Is there any additional information outside of your posts? Jodo Jake has me up to speed on where you got it and what happened. Are there additional details on when it went missing? Any leads that have been generated? Hoops says, hey Rattle, appreciate you reaching out. Never wanted to meet you like this, but here we are. In terms of additional info, I have more photos of the box and also a lead that we haven't been able to follow up on yet. One of my friends, an LGS called Mania Cards, received a call that day with no caller ID. So we have the perp who is apparently trying to unload the box, trying to sell the box to someone. The no caller ID thing, for anyone that's wondering, is it's great if you want to fool the person that you're calling, I guess. But the law enforcement has access to those records, so not a great idea to be calling around and asking people if they want to purchase your recently stolen item and asking them if they were at the event that you stole it from. That is something you probably don't want to be doing. As we mentioned here, I don't know if I mentioned it here, the caller asked if they were at Card Party and also if they wanted to purchase a First Ed Rocket box. My friend then asked for some photos / additional info, but the caller never got back to him, presumably as my friend was not at the event. So imagine trying to sell it back to someone at the same event. And for future reference, for future events, for if you have stuff that's valuable laying out, have some sort of portable security in place, some cameras or something, but also don't have any valuable items within reach of people that can swipe it. So I know it's hindsight 2020. Clearly that would have been a good idea at this point in time, but I think just random pop-up events like this for people that don't usually have a booth and maybe more on the creator end of things, maybe they're not used to the rundown, the requirements of security, personal provided security in a situation like this, where somebody that vends all the time probably knows, hey, we got to have stuff under lock and key. You can't just have people finger banging your assets, laying out on the table. All right. So we had that video that we looked at already, and he put me in touch with the primary owner of the box, who is supposed to make their own Instagram and spread awareness. So I think it's more important that some big accounts, maybe some YouTube channels, maybe you guys that are watching this, get the word out. Some of the higher end collectors. I mean, there's only so many people that are going to have the money to purchase something along this lines. I know it's not the most expensive item to ever exist, but most people are not spending, I don't know what it's got to be 10 grand, maybe 10 to $15,000 for the box itself. I would imagine at this point in time. I haven't really kept up on the prices, but again, it's an expensive item. It's not that everyday Pokemon collector is not out there shopping first edition rocket boxes. So I had Hoops who said, I've just filled Ryan Virtue in on reaching out, so feel free to message him with any questions as well. He should be able to provide more details that I may be missing and such. So awesome. I reach out to Ryan, aka Virtue, and say, hey, can you please send me any important information and updates on the rocket box? I'll put out a video tomorrow in hopes people can find or provide any additional information. They replied back, hey, thanks for reaching out. We're piecing together additional information we feel will be useful in making the video. Please give another hour or so for us to finalize everything. I say it sounds good, and I'll check back. All right, so little recap here. Some of the information we've already talked about, some of it a little bit more specific. We have the event was Card Party, location Marriott in Anaheim, California. Item, sealed first edition Team Rocket booster box. Oh, he has the value here at $14,000. Description of incident. Virtue Collectibles LLC was a registered vendor for Card Party, an event hosted by Deep Pocket Monster. The booth was located near one end of the expo center opposite of the loading dock. The box was on top of our table, located in between two display cases where streamers were recording live footage. At around 1 p.m., the team noticed the box went missing. In an attempt to salvage the situation, we quickly ran to the event staff and asked to speak with security. It turned out that there were two different teams of security, one with the hotel and the other with Card Party. There was a disconnect between the two security teams, as there seemed to have been very little communication between the two leading up to that point. We were able to look back at live feed from our streamers to pinpoint when the box went missing. We noticed the box went missing between 12:45 and 1 o'clock. So with such a specific time frame, we hoped to have a better chance at being able to detect any suspicious activity during those times. So with this key information, we asked security to see camera footage, or if the security teams could review it on our behalf in hopes of being able to spot the suspect. It turns out there were no cameras located in the expo hall, as it's a private event venue, and the cameras in the hallways outside the expo center weren't thoroughly reviewed. They asked for us to provide a police report before being able to see the footage, so we went online and filed a police report of the incident. Turned out it takes up to 5 business days to receive, have the report finalized and approved, so it was impossible to move swiftly. With all of this in mind, we then asked the event coordinator to create an announcement so that other vendors and guests can be aware of the situation for 2 reasons. One was to warn other vendors to be safer with their assets, and second is to have more eyes on the situation in the event a guest or vendor notices suspicious behavior. There unfortunately was no announcement, and we had to sit on our hands at that point and accept defeat. Hindsight 2020, we realized the weak level of security at the event. Individuals without a badge/ticket were casually walking in and out of the expo center. No bag checks, no cameras within the event space, and no protocol in the event an item was stolen. We don't want to shed a negative light on Pat or a card party. We just want to spread awareness of what happened, as it was a major loss for our small business. So sad to see. Never want to see a game store, whether it's an online game store, an in-person game store, or any sort of small business, take a hit like this. And hopefully we can figure this out. We can find out who stole it, where it went, what happened to the Rocket box. So for anyone that was there, that was recording, that was in and around that area, at that time, if you have footage of the event and you can take a look through, again, it was between 12:45 and 1 o'clock. If you were near their booth, for whatever reason, maybe you have some footage that contains the information that we need. Hopefully the footage that will be later released from the hallways and stuff like that can show us something else, and the police will hopefully be able to trace that phone call. So again, if you're the perp and you just messed up, feel free, just reach out to me directly. If anyone has footage of anything suspicious that was going on in the area, if they've seen anyone with a Rocket box at the event itself, and yeah, guys, hopefully we can solve this mystery, solve this crime, and just be careful out there, guys. Look after each other, and that's about it. Join the Discord. See you next time. Bye.